By 2050, it's said that Italy won't have any more Italians, and I find this super alarming and honestly wanted to touch up a couple of points onto why, as an Italian, I think this is going to likely be happening even sooner than expected. I already made a video talking about the things that I hate about Italy, and I said that I would make a video about all the things that I love about Italy, which is going to come. However, I think this is a pretty interesting topic that a lot of, especially foreigners, love to discuss and talk about. And I think most Italians don't really understand what it's happening, because I don't see anyone concerned at all about this, if not the younger generation. So let's talk about it. So it's a couple of days ago news that the retirement system is collapsed and has collapsed and is now changing its name to national welfare or something like that. Previously it was called IMSS, and it was basically like this: the current generations are paying with their taxes that are automatically coming from their works. So whenever we get a paycheck in Italy, a part of that paycheck needs to automatically, you don't have to decide, has to go to this retirement system basically. And it's not like all in other countries where you get decide with your 401k or something like that where to put that money. It automatically go there. However, the thing is that those money that go into this system are not yours. These are money that the system use to pay the pension and the retirement to the current retired people. So this means that if there's a person working, that person working is paying for one retired person. So even though we're putting aside mandatory sum of our paycheck to this system, this money will not be ours in the future. We won't have any fund or resource to get those money back. And when time will come in 70 years and I will, I don't know, maybe go to retire here in Italy, if there's no one working for me at that time in Italy, I won't have my pension and my retirement. That is why the system has failed, because as of the current state, we have one worker per one retired person, and the ratio should be 1.8 to one retired person. And because 180,000 younger Italians are leaving the country each year, this means that by 2035, we won't have any more younger generations basically, and we're also going to have the boom of the baby boomers going into retirement, into pension. And that will be the time when the system will definitely crack and people will start to notice. Maybe they're going to change some things, but as of today, the news is that we won't be able to get our pension, and we need to put money aside from our current kind of like paycheck into something else. The problem is this: if part of the paycheck, let's say 50% of the paycheck, is mandatorily putting away into this pension system that's paying for someone else's retirement at this moment, how am I able also to put aside other money for my retirement into something else? That makes no sense to me. And that is why so many younger generations are frustrated, myself included, and always saving some little animals from the pool. So yeah, that's something that is going to be discussed, but it still amazes me how so many people don't understand that the system has failed us. I honestly feel so much rage and anger towards my country that doesn't allow me to even have a retirement for myself. So I'm paying all these taxes. So mind you that in Italy, when you have a business yourself, and it's kind of like an LLC in other countries or an LTD in the UK, here in Italy it's called SRL, and that type of system, you basically have to put away 60% of whatever you of your income or whatever you make into taxes. 60%. That's more than half of the income that you get from your business into taxes. That's so crazy. You only get to yourself 40%. And if you work for yourself, you're kind of like an independent worker, a solopreneur, and you have like a partita IVA, which is called like it's basically like a VAT number. Depending on where you are with your range, you will get to basically, let's say, from 5 to 30% of your income is going into taxes, if not more. And if you're a worker, your paycheck, I think half of whatever your company is paying you. Let's say a company is paying you 3,000. You're not gonna get 3,000. You're gonna get 1,500, because half of what the company is paying you is going into this system and into the taxes. And so yeah, that is kind of like the bad news of Italy. I know this is like a country that is made of beautiful environment, beautiful seas, beaches, food, drinks, the laughs, and all the dolce vita. However, I constantly feel like there's so much disconnection between what people in Italy are experiencing to what a tourist or a retired person that have lived here before is experiencing. So I don't see a future for this country, and I'm actually reading a book that's very interesting from Alec Ross. It's called The Italian Dream, and I will have a deeper review on that as well. However, I feel that book touches so many good points and topics. I also have some disagreements on that, but that book really paints an accurate representation of what Italy is today. And the book itself is saying that younger generations are leaving the country. I don't know if I'll ever live this. I'm thinking about it. But yeah, keep in mind that 180,000 Italians are leaving Italy each year. Now, because of this, because people don't make babies anymore, because we don't kind of like get proper workplace conditions, and because the salaries are so low and the cost of living is so high. Just to give you some numbers, among the rate of growth of the PIL, which is like the Prodotto Interno Lordo of a country, so it's kind of like the gross income of a country. Italy is 180 on 192 countries in the world. That means we are above the countries that are in war. Now, this can give you an actual representation of what younger generations feel right now. And so, yeah, I deeply love my country, but I think it has failed me so much. So many previous generations have eaten whatever they wanted from this country, have taken whatever they wanted, built a system just for themselves, not thinking about future generations, not thinking about actual interests of the country. And this is now reflecting on younger generations. And I don't know if you know, but here in Italy, there's a tendency of older generations thinking that younger generations don't want to work, which is absolutely not true. So many younger generations, younger people have 2, if not more, degrees, master degrees, whatever, and they're deciding to leave the country because there's like here in Italy, you would get 1,200 to 1,800 a month if you're really fortunate and lucky. For the same position, if not better, in the UK or in the US or even outside, you will get double, if not more. And some will say, yeah, but the cost of living is also higher. I don't think that, because I read and listened to so many other people saying that the cost of living, especially like in the UK, compared to what you're getting in from your workplace, or in the US, it might be high, but you can still put aside money for yourself. Like literally, I just want you to understand that most younger people here get 800 a month, if not 500 a month, if not 1,200 a month. The luckiest get 1,500 a month or 1,600 a month. And you're working 10 hours a day in horrible conditions with so many unfair things happening at work, and so many like people bullying you, older generations bullying you. And just understand that for example, rent to live can be from 400 to 600 to 800. Then you have to pay for bills, then you have to pay for food. You basically get nothing back. Plus, put it that your retirement will not be there when you need it, because the retirement right now is paying for older generations. Something else that I'm noticing is that so many foreigners want to come to live here in Italy. And I think this is a beautiful trend, because they start to understand that Italy has so much to offer. For so many time, we kind of like felt the need to go to the US to get the American dream, to get the UK dream, the whatever dream. No one ever talked about the Italian dream, which is also the title of the book. And I think like Italy has so much to offer, and it honestly breaks my heart on how much is wasted every single day from the government to the people that live here. And I'm seeing this trend where so many Americans are deciding to live here in Italy, and they're buying farmhouses in Tuscany or in the south of Italy, in Sicily, because like the quality of the houses is higher than every other part in the world. The price to buy a house is not that high compared to other part of the world. It's still high for Italian because we don't get paid enough, but for someone that lives in America and has a good salary, you can honestly decide to move to Italy. So I think this will be a trend that's going to become much more popular as the years go by, because people start to realize that there are so many more important things than climbing the corporate ladder and spend 10 hours a day in an office hoping to get promoted. The true meaning of life is experiencing life, having the freedom to do whatever you want whenever you want it, grow your own food, stay in touch with nature, like build your business from somewhere that you feel your soul is really in peace. And I feel like Italy has so much to offer for this. Will really, really have everything you're looking for. There are so many downsides, which I've already talked about this. Let me know if you want a deeper video on that. But I feel like this will be a trend. However, so many younger Italian generations are going outside of Italy. So I'm feeling like Italy is going to lose its own meaning at some point. That's why it is said that by 2050, Italy will not have Italians anymore. And we've already seen this from the inside with so many immigrants coming here. This is not a racist thing. This is just pure facts. So many immigrants coming here to get a better workplace conditions. What's happening is that many businesses here, companies are exploiting these people because they're paying them less than Italians. And because Italians also work with the same conditions, then Italians get paid less as well. So it's kind of like, it's called circolo vizioso here. So it's kind of like a circle that never ends. It's like a rat race. And I feel like this is going further down the years. I really don't see a future here for Italians. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly. Don't get this as apocalyptic or something, but I really feel like if things still go this way, there won't be a future for me and many other people in Italy. Also, I wanted to respond to some comments that I've received regarding why I'm not going into politics to change the things, which is something that I thought about a lot. However, I feel like if you want to go to politics, first you need the money to really get taken seriously. Italy is a very strange country. If you're not the son of someone, cousin of someone, if you don't know someone, it's very hard that you're going to get into a position where you'll be able to change the things. It's not like in the US. So I know the history of Barack Obama. Like in the US presidents have come from all types of backgrounds, from pure poverty to pure richness. In Italy, it's never like that. Most politics have come from younger generations that might knew someone. Some of them, yeah, they did things in the past and they climbed the politic ladder. But if you want to do it today, it's not possible. And I'm not saying this as a scarcity mindset. It's just the way it is. I don't want to fight with a system that does not want me. It's a system that's not rewarding in any way. It's a system that is built on conoscenze, on knowing people. It's a system built on having the money already. A system built, if you're not someone already, no one's going to take you into consideration. So yeah, it's a very strange country, full of dynamics, internal dynamics, full of people and conflicts, internal conflicts that are not allowing Italy to grow together as a unit, which is also a chapter of the book that I want to talk more in depth about. But that's the reality. There's no unification actually, and there's no unified actions and spirits towards something future for Italians. That's why I think this country has failed me, and that's why I think I feel so sad thinking about this, because it's like you are born in a country that has promised you everything, and you've seen other people getting everything they wanted, yet you're still trying to fight in a system that's not like that anymore and that does not want you. So whenever someone or something does not want you, what are you going to do? Are you going to fight, or are you going to leave and find something better? Honestly, I'm going to find something better. I don't want to stay in a place that doesn't want me and then doesn't want me watch grow. So yeah, that was the video that I wanted to shoot today, just to get things clearer. I know so many of you have also told me that in the US it's not like that anymore, which I believe you. However, I feel like in the US you still have that sense that if you're working hard, you're gonna get rewarded. You don't need to know someone to get rewarded or to get where you want to be. If you work hard, you're gonna get rewarded. The American dream is still present. Here it's not like that. It has never been like that. And also with this film Odyssey and all this Roman Empire kind of like nostalgia, it also made me realize that was like the future that we were promised, but that never happened. Yet there are so many contradictions. It's like Italy should be a great country. Why is it not? I feel like the people that can make a difference are the people that are in charge right now. Why do younger generations always need to take the lead and to always need to change the things that are not working because of somebody else? Why are people not taking responsibility for what they did? Why are people not understanding that they did much things wrong and wanting to change? That's something no one ever discussed. They're always pointing the finger to younger generations that they don't want to work or they don't want to change the things. They're not fighting hard enough. And I think that's not the correct mentality to approach this. A person will fight hard enough if there's something to fight for. Otherwise, it has absolutely no sense to fight for something that's not even present. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you want to discuss it further, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll probably review the book, so let me know if you've read it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Ciao, al prossimo video!